So you want to stop the nukes and save the world, huh? But you don't know where to go, or how to deal with the bad guys getting in the way. Road blocks, locked doors, human meat shields. Just how in the hell are you supposed to save the world? I don't know, but we're gonna find out. Now, in order to save the world, the first thing you're going to need is the Week 1 mod. But if you want to skip this entire process, you can always turn off the nukes in the sandbox settings. If you want to roleplay as the hero though, be sure to leave on the Final Solution event. Just don't expect any thanks for your sacrifice. First things first, let's talk about getting on location. The route to the secret military base is a nondescript turn south to the west of Rosewood. From there, you exit west onto a dirt road and follow the road until you get to the first roadblock. That sounds kind of confusing, and admittedly there are some twists and turns, so let's take a second here to look at the map. Now, ordinarily you can drive all the way there, but on occasion trees can and will get in the way, which requires you to either go the rest of the way by foot or to use an axe to chop down the obstacle. Your first real challenge comes next, which is the gate guard. There will be some on the road and some inside of the shack. The simplest way to tackle this challenge is to run over the guards on the road and then gun down the rest inside of the shack while they struggle to get through the locked door. That door is truly the bane of their existence and also your opportunity for a couple of easy kills. While you're here, it is generally a good idea to pick up one of their M4s and a few spare magazines and maybe any other supplies that you might need, like a bulletproof vest or a couple of water bottles. Then the next obstacle is the gate itself. Generally, most cars do fit through the gap, but if you're lucky enough to have already acquired a sledgehammer, you could always just break your way through the barricades. Or failing all else, you can always go by foot. The next thing is the approach to the base itself. You can go through the front door if you want, but let it be known that it is absolutely stacked with bad guys and not the recommended route. The recommended approach is to take them from behind. So to do that, you're going to want to hang a left at the first fork in the road and follow it until you run into the patrol in the rear. Again, the recommendation is to take them head on at high speed from the inside of a vehicle. Lacking a vehicle though, you can always try them with that M4 you got from the gate guard. I've done this when I've had to, and I was able to win, but just know that it's a riskier approach. Now, the next part may or may not apply to your playthroughs, depending on when you arrive at the secret military base. But I usually run around the entire building to reduce the lag. This works by despawning all of the zombies that are lingering on the edge of your screen due to the way the Week 1 mod works to replace zombies with NPCs. Now, if you speedrun stopping the nuke in the first couple of days, there won't be any zombies to despawn. But if you come later in the week, then you might find it necessary to employ this trick to reduce the lag. Now, the next part in this process requires you to enter the base and descend 16 floors to the nuclear control room. There are a few different approaches to this, but the main obstacle, besides the guards, are the locked doors. I usually take the simple lockpicking mod for this, and I use a screwdriver and a paperclip to open the doors. If you're lucky, you may even find a key upon a dead guard's body that you can then use to open the doors. But all things being equal, There is more than one way to skin a cat, and you can always use a sledgehammer or an axe to break down the doors, or even allow your human meat shields to break down the doors for you. That said, let's make a little side note here. In some of the rooms, there will be hostile CDC Hazmat guys on the top floor. So hypothetically, if you wanted to, say, let the nukes fall, but guarantee yourself a hazmat suit, you might simply follow all of the steps up until now, and then get your hazmat suit from one of these guys on the main floor. Having said that, let's get into the descent. You can do this solo, or you can recruit meat shields, which brings me to another side note tip. For this whole occasion, I'd recommend turning off Ragdolls, like so. Generally, Ragdolls and NPCs do not play together well, and occasionally those issues will crash the game and generally make the NPC on NPC violence that we're about to get into even more janky. I'll say here though that it is useful to have your human meat shields descend down with you. You can tell them to follow you, but you should also know that some will head down there on their own, and then they will help you for a couple of doors along the way that happen to be guarded by bad guys. If you do go solo, however, generally you can wait to ambush the gate guard after they decide to destroy the doors themselves. While you're doing this, it is generally not recommended to break or open the door yourself into the gate guards, because this gives them an opening against you, which is where your human meat shield entourage would come in the most handy. Now, once you get down into the basements and you go past the decontamination room, there will occasionally be guards in this room here. But after clearing this, you can traverse to the far side of the area and continue down the stairs. The second to last floor down these stairs is the location of the nuclear control room. Unsurprisingly, the nuclear control room is also locked and guarded by bad guys. And then there is even another bad guy on the main floor standing in the hallway. And beyond that, there's another set of bad guys in the armory behind the control room. But after you fight your way into the control room and kill everyone there, you can head over to the consoles and disable the nuclear sequence. And then, boom, you're the hero. Feels good, doesn't it? Now, if you'd like to reward yourself for your heroics, because society certainly isn't going to, I suggest downloading the Captain's Clothes mod made by Jack Rossman of Small Town First Responders fame. With this mod in the toilet trash can next to the control room, you will find a t-shirt. The t-shirt bears the text, "I stopped the nuke." The shirt seems to only come in hot pink and purple, but that's okay, I still like it anyway, and I think you will too. So what are you waiting for? Get yours today. Anyway, now let's talk about what comes after stopping the nukes. You might want to visit the armory to see what goodies are in there, and you also might want to take another floor down and visit the mysterious caves at the bottom of the secret compound. But when you leave the base and head back into society, I Stop the Nuke t-shirt or not, you're going to want to keep your head on a swivel, because all of those rabid pre-zombie yahoos are going to descend into anarchy, nuclear fallout or not. And sometimes it's more tough to survive that than it is to survive assaulting a secret military base and saving the world. Alright, that concludes the guide, so now I'm going to get out of here. But before I do, I'd like to shout out my channel members. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. And an extra big thanks to my ultras, Serena Morgan, and plebe as usual. And another big thanks to the most generous, Comfy 13. Alright, I'm out. Peace.
We're coming in.
Got you, little puke. There!